Hello viewers, welcome to my Manufacturer's Cup Round 4 at Lago Maggiore. Fuel and tires are not an issue, making it a sprint race. A nice break from the high tire wear rounds we've had. Personally, I really enjoy sprint races. It's as if someone says, here's a car, here's a set of tires, now go as fast as you can for X number of laps. I enjoy strategy as much as anyone, but I think many people do themselves a disservice when they act like a strategy snob. To each their own, so I will climb down from my pedestal and start the race. Okay, this is not my best track. Something about it just hasn't clicked in my brain, a fact which may be obvious as we go through lap 1. I abandoned my qualifying lap, which in hindsight turned out to be a good decision. This Bringles guy right in front of me is an appalling driver. More on that later. Typically at this track though, one of two things happens. I get punted due to incorrect braking points, or I managed to crash out, no assist needed. Now, I mentioned Bringles before. He managed to pass Mr. Ford and gets into a shoving match with Mad Mike, the next driver in front of him. You can see they both touch the grass up ahead. Bringles will rejoin, but bump Mr. Ford through the right-hander, and then a second time for good measure. His intention's clear at this point. Trying to avoid the fighting, I run a bit wide as I come back over the curb, too eager with the throttle, and it's gone. Again, this track just doesn't agree with me. In practice, I managed to hit the 208s once, but for the most part, I was lapping in the mid-209s. The interval behind settles in at the 2 to 2.5 second range, but the inevitable happens just a lap later. Racer 51 gained over 2 seconds on me in one lap, so there was no point resisting. I can see the position. We'll jump ahead to lap 9 and review 2 on-track incidents, which both worked out to my benefit. We're on board with Mr. Bringles in P11, approaching Jack's. This one is self-explanatory. Absolutely shameful driving, that one. And you look at his lap times, he just set a 2:06.6, about a tenth off the fastest lap. He qualified in the 2:09s. If he stopped this nonsense, he'd be way up the grid. I don't know, go figure. I would catch up to Jack's at the end of the main straight and make the pass in turn 2. Later in lap 10, things get complicated between Mad Mike and Racer 51, who bins it again, handing me P11. Let's take a look at what happened there. The important thing to watch is the steering angle. It doesn't look like Racer turns into Mad Mike, but they do bump. Mike loses control. They bump again, and that's what sends them both into the barrier. It's arguable he was trying to go around to the inside since the next turn is a right-hander. A TV camera angle, though, looks a bit more implicating. Here's another view from just behind. It's hard to say, they were fighting it out pretty well most of the lap. You see this sort of thing so often in the final lap of a race. Let me know in the comments what your judgment call is on either of those incidents. That's about all for this one. I apologize, there was very little of my driving in this video. It was not a good race for me. Hopefully, I can make up for it in a couple of days in round 5 at Interlagos. I will see you then. Thanks for watching.